Today I'm taking a look at the VEVOR gas welding and cutting torch kit. So it does come with a nice case. We do have instructions. We've got a nice full-sized cutting torch. So when I say that, what I mean by that is that you can take a look at these threads. If we compare that to a smaller kit, this is much larger threads. So as a larger torch, you're going to have more flow, and typically you're going to want larger tanks. I do appreciate seeing that this was not tightened down with a wrench. A mistake a lot of people make is they'll see that hex nut on there and they'll want to crank on that thing, but if you do that, you can damage the O-rings. Can't see it is labeled on here, oxygen and gas. This is going to be our acetylene. And we have smooth filling valves on there. And a nice tough trigger on here so you're not going to accidentally start cutting. We also have a couple of welding heads. And you can see those are different sized orifices. And they are labeled 0, 2, and 4. It does come with our hose. And that is labeled 1/4-inch grade R welding hose. Max 300 PSI. Meets RMA and CGA. And that does have the appropriate sized fittings on it. We've got a multi-wrench, tip cleaner, our striker, and some goggles. And here is our acetylene regulator. So you can see this is a larger size fitting, so this is not going to fit your standard small MC style bottles. Now, if you want to, you can get an adapter. You can get this adapter, so this is a CGA 510 to MC adapter. I believe they call this a 200. Yeah, CGA 200. You can see because of these notches, these are going to be left-handed to tighten. But now we can attach this to an MC style bottle. This is a fairly large regulator, so putting this on that small bottle is going to be a little ridiculous, but if you like having this big regulator, we can still use that. We are going to need that if we want to use this larger size line. Now, this adapter does not come with this kit, so you are going to have to buy this separately if you want to put that in an MC style bottle. And we got our regulator handle right here. And here is our oxygen regulator. This has pretty much the same style fitting you're going to find on every oxygen bottle. I do appreciate they put a little hole in there so that we know if we aren't compressing that spring. So I'm going to start with the acetylene, and on an MC style fitting, that is going to be righty-tighty. So righty-tighty here, lefty-tighty here. So you can see that is a slightly ridiculous size regulator for this setup, but you can't make it work if you want to. And the oxygen is always going to be righty-tighty. So I like using flashback arresters. What this is going to do is, in the event that there was a flame that was able to travel back through the line, this is going to prevent that from going back into the tank. We got one for the regulator, and we got one for the torch. It's just going to attach right here. And then we do the same thing for the acetylene. And this one, again, is going to be lefty-tighty. So our hose has a brass ring, and that is just to help to make sure that it does not split any further, so you can see the hose is connected. And we can kind of peel that apart. So it's just color coordinated. Green goes on the oxygen and the red goes on the acetylene. Now we can attach the torch arrestor. And we can attach that to the torch. And that guy is set up. So we want to start with all the valves closed. We're going to turn the oxygen on. And we want that to be on all the way. And we want the oxygen to be at around 20 PSI. Then we can open the acetylene a half a turn. Okay, and this one we want to be at about 5 psi. So you can have that anywhere between 5 and 15, but typically start low is a good idea. So now we can turn on our acetylene. There we go. So I'm going to turn that up. I'm going to turn on my oxygen and open that up. There we go. You can kind of see the little fingers in there. Now if I tap the trigger, we have got a cutting torch. Now I'll shut off the acetylene and we'll shut off the oxygen. Some people are going to say to turn off the oxygen first. Some people are going to say to turn off the acetylene first. I've heard both things from people that I trust. I don't understand why there's a difference in it, but the way that I was taught was A before O or off you go. But yeah, overall, that is a very cool little kit.